Hey there, race fans. Welcome to another edition of OVDTR's This Week in the Valley. I'm your host, Matt Noonan. Well, last week we saw a little bit of trouble from Mother Nature, but some tracks were still able to get their shows in. Here's a look at the highlights OVDTR was able to gather. A lot of tracks rained out on Friday, but legendary Hilltop got its show in. In the late model main event, Devin Moran and Chris Garnes would lead the field to the green flag. In the race's early laps, the best battle would be for the number 4 position, as Kevin Smith, Bob Adams Jr., and Jeremy Meisel would go at it 3 wide in spots on the track. Up front, Devin Moran would jump away to an early lead, but Garnes would reel the leader back in and would take a look to the inside on a few occasions. But a few laps later, Garnes would run into trouble as he hits a bump in turns 3 and 4, loops his number 42 machine, and collects another car. That would end his night. That's all Devin Moran would need as the 99 machine runs away from the rest of the field and takes the checkered flag. In the modifieds, Cody Parker and Kenny Johnson would lead the field to the green flag, and KJ would get the early run on the high side and take over the lead of the race. And Johnson would waste no time running away from the rest of the field, as KJ would build nearly a full straightaway advantage over second place. The race's best battle would be back at about the number 4 position, as Andy Bond would race to the inside of Tanner Wilson. These two would go at it for a number of laps. But up front, it was all KJ as Johnson runs away and hides from the rest of the field. Kenny Johnson, your modified winner at legendary Hilltop. Saturday would bring one of the great events in the Ohio Valley with the 20th annual Topless 50 at Tyler County Speedway, and the Elite 8 Racing Series making its inaugural run. A pair of West Virginia drivers led the field to the green flag as Chuck Harper and Zach Dome occupied the front row. Harper would get the run into turn number 1 and take over the early lead of the race, but coming off at turn number 4, the man on the move was Jared Hoggins as he blows by Dome for the number 2 spot, dives it hard down to the inside in turns 1 and 2, and draws up alongside of your race leader. Hawkins then battles hard through turns 3 and 4, slides up in front of Harper, and it didn't take Hawkins long to take over the lead of the race. Off of a restart, the man on the move was Sonny Conley. As the 1x1 car makes a move to the inside, Harper slips a little bit up high and falls back a few positions. There you see a great battle between Paul Wilmoth and Keith Barbara. They would continue to battle later on in the race. More on that in a moment. But up front, it was Jared Hawkins leading the way. He would jump out to a good lead. But behind him, there's that battle we were talking about as Paul Wilmoth and Keith Barbara go at it for the number 2 spot. Wilmoth would be able to get a little bit of daylight between himself and Barbara and set his sights on your race leader. Finally getting a run to the inside as something goes wrong on Hawkins' car. Braking coming off at turn number 4. Barbara had to take evasive action but was able to get through unscathed. Off of the restart, these two would put on one of the best shows we've seen in quite some time at Tyler County Speedway. Wilmoth with the race lead, but Barbara running it hard up on the outside, gets alongside the race leader coming off at turn number 2, and then blows by coming off at turn number 4 to lead it at the line. You'd think maybe he would start to run away and hide, but not so fast. Wilmoth comes back on the inside, and this duo would continue to run wheel to wheel for the top spot lap after lap, bringing the capacity crowd to its feet at the bull ring. Barbara with just a slight advantage at the line, but Wilmoth drives it hard to the inside. These two just wouldn't give it up. It changes, but it doesn't. Side by side, lap after lap. Two of the greats in the region going at it, putting on a great show. With just a handful of laps to go, Barbara would make a big move as he takes the lead down the backstretch and gets it at the line. That would play a key factor because a caution flag would give him the lead spot. Barbara with a great run on the restart jumps out to a 2-3 car length advantage in 1 and 2. That's the biggest lead we've seen anybody have in this race in quite a few laps. But keep your eye on that black machine on the outside. Sonny Conley finding some late life in this race. He said later he had softer tires, was saving them for the first part, and then decided to make it go at the end. Drives it hard into turns 1 and 2 up on the outside, blows around your race leader Keith Barber, and Sonny Conley late in the race comes seemingly out of nowhere to take the checkered flag in what would be a very popular win in the 20th annual Topless 50 at Tyler County Speedway.
Man, I'll tell you what, I had softer tires than everybody, and I was sitting back there and I thought, I can't burn these tires off. But when he said it was cool, you left down, got up against that cushion, and I thought, you know what, I'm just burying it in there and hoping it holds.
Now it's time to take a look at our OVDTR winners from the past week. Don't go anywhere. Coming up on This Week in the Valley, we'll give you a look at our weekly schedule. That's next. Ron's Auto Center in Chester Hill, Ohio is proud to support OVDTR.com. The next time your personal vehicle needs a pit stop, stop by Ron's for complete auto service. And when you're on your way to the races, stop in for a wide selection of deli meats, cheeses, pizza, subs, snacks, drinks, ice, and more. Ron's Auto Center, the one-stop shop for every race fan's needs, and a proud supporter of OVDTR.com. Welcome back to This Week in the Valley. Well, now that we are fully into the month of May, racing season is just about to hit top speed. Most tracks are open for the season now. Taking a look at the weekend ahead, it's a full slate of races. Here's a look at our weekly schedule. The NDRL kicks off the first of 2 nights of racing at Atomic Speedway with a $5,000 to win main event. The All-Star Sprints invade Lernerville Speedway, and after falling to Mother Nature 1 week ago, Midway Speedway has its twin billing with $2,500 to win modifieds and $2,000 to win late models. The NRA Sprint Invaders are in the house at Limaland Speedway. Moeller Raceway Park is running a $300 to win special for the Sport Mods. 250 Speedway and Raceway 7 open their doors for the first time on the 2014 season, and regular shows at Attica, Beckley, Elkins, I-77, and legendary Hilltop. On Saturday night, it's the big finale at Atomic as the NDRL races for $15,000 to win. Should be a great event out there in Alma. Brush Creek Motorsports Complex hosts the Ohio Valley Sprint Car Association. The Boss Series makes its way to what it calls its home track at Wayne County Speedway. It's a $1,500 to win late model special at Hilltop Speedway, $1,500 to win modifieds at Princeton Speedway, $1,000 to win mod show at Skyline, the Rush Spring Sizzler on hand at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Motor Speedway, a $500 to win hot mod special on tap at Tyler County Speedway, Sport Mods running a special event at 35 Raceway Park, Portsmouth Raceway Park will open its doors for the first time this season, and regular shows at Deerfield, Fremont, Oakshade, Ohio Valley, Roaring Knob, Sharon, and Waynesfield. Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of This Week in the Valley. Plenty of big races on the schedule this weekend. Hopefully you can make it out to see at least one of them live. So for our entire crew on OVDTR.com, I'm Matt Newton. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the races.